In this video, you will learn to track revenue performance against budget. You can get the real-time data from Fusion ERP just by clicking the refresh button. Also, you can restrict the data for a limited period by just clicking edit prompt. The Excel solution is flexible to maintain budget at business unit, month, or any other duration, transaction type, or any other dimensions. It can also track multiple budget revisions. You can have the currency of your choice for budget, translate the transaction currency into the required currency. You can get the report in monthly wise for a business unit showing the actual amount, budget amount, and the variance in pivot table, or you can track the revised budget against the original budget for a given transaction type or any additional dimension. So same report can be seen in a graphical format for a single business unit, or comparison can be done across multiple business units by control and click using the slicer functionality. Entire solution is available step by step from creation of OTBI analysis to data transformation to creation of measure and visualization. This video will be lengthy. For your convenience, I have broken it down into 10 steps. If you cannot watch the entire video at once due to other commitment, directly jump to the remaining chapters. Let's begin our journey. Step 1. We will create an analysis for getting the actual revenue. Click on Create button. Drop down, select Analysis. We need to select the subject area of transaction real time. I will press Ctrl F and open browser search. Enter receivables. Select the subject area. Once the analysis is open, let's select the fields on the criteria page. I would like to set budget at the business unit level. Let's go for amount, entered amount, and accounted amount. Enable the currencies, document currency and ledger currency. I need a budget comparison on a monthly basis, so I will select month and date. To view the output, let's click on result. For additional level of budgeting, I will select transaction type. You may select salesperson, transaction source, or any other field, or skip this part. We don't want to merge when we export to Excel. As you can see, the table output in the document currencies, AUD, it's all same. I will go and select this repeat in each row. We have a proper table format now. To have the proper date format, avoid DDMMYY when we export to Excel. Let's change the date format by going to criteria. Calendar month and date, column properties, data format, override default format from custom to 8 June. So now it is DDMMYY. Also, I can remove the primary interaction. This is just for my own convenience. Now the analysis is available. Save the analysis at the location. Remember the path of analysis. We will be needing this in the step 2. I am naming it as actual monthly revenue. Okay, we can confirm once the title name is available. Yes, so analysis is saved. As of now, I am seeing all the data, so I need some specific transactions only that are completed. So add the filter, more columns. So under reference, I will get the transaction complete equal to yes, and product filter. So now this condition will always prevail. Now some flexibility needs to be given to user so that in the runtime they can change the date parameter. So go to prompt, add columns, and more columns, select the transaction date. So here the transaction date is available. Now I need the operator as in between, so from date into date. So set a default date. and here I will enter 1st January 2022, and default due date will be 31st December 2022. So 1 year revenue. Okay, so prompt is ready for the user. Save it. Verify the results. Yes, so data is restricted. Let's move to step 2. We will maintain budget in Excel month-wise for each business unit. There are ways we can import data in Excel from various external sources, but for the simplicity of this video, I will maintain budget table and exchange rate table manually on Excel. So for budgeting part, I am using currency as USD. So all the transaction currencies will be converted into the USD amount. So let's move towards the step 3, that is getting the actual data on this sheet. If SmartView is not already installed on your system, I have already created a video for the same. The link is available on the I button, or you can go to the description, click on the SmartView, go to panels, the private connections, select from the drop down the environment, select the environment and make connect. Enter your username and password and click on the sign in. Once sign in, you will be able to expand the button. So now go to the same path where we have saved the analysis. It was under the my folder, SmartView Fin Receivables, actual monthly revenue, and I will insert under the table under new sheet. So we have two options. One is insert as an Excel table or insert. Insert as an Excel table does not give the prompt option. So I will select the insert option. Prompts are set on the analysis pops up with default date value that we have set. I'm keeping the same date as default. Real-time data from the Fusion has been populated on the Excel. You can see the date format as numeric, but that won't be concern for us. I'm closing the SmartView panel. Let's move to step 4, transformation. For the transformation purpose, I will rename the sheet as revenue. Sheet name will be referred for our transformation purpose. Convert the budget data into the table using Control T. Name it as budget and read data as table name rate. Click on the data ribbon, get data from table range. I need all the currencies in rows. Select the two currency columns and click on transform and on unpivot columns. Rename the attribute as the to currency and value as exchange rate. Okay, close and load to. Create connection, remove the add to data model. Now I will add budget data onto the data transformation. Data, get data from table and range. So transaction type is null as no value is there, and change type step already given by the Excel. So change it transaction type to data type as text, month to date instead of date time. The amount is in whole number. I need to change to decimal number by replacing current value. So I can close and load to. Again same, only create connection. So now I will go to sheet revenue and double click on any of the existing query. Right click on the queries and blank query. Rename the query name as revenue. On the formula I will write as is equal to excel dot current workbook Please note this is case sensitive. E and C must be capital. So it will give me all the objects available on the current workbook. I need the last revenue sheet name. So from the drop down, select the text filters contains the word as revenue, and alternatively I can also select and does not contain filter database. So one table is available. On the content, I will say remove other column because I only need this column. Expand the content, so table will get expanded. Uncheck the prefix. So now I have all the columns available. I will promote the first row as a header, and automatically system has given a change type step. Just verify the steps are fine. Enter amount, text. Okay, calendar month and date is number. I need to change it to the date format. Rest all seems fine. Let's convert the amount in common USD currency using the exchange rate table we have brought to the Power Query editor. For this video, I am using the entered amount. You may select entered or ledger amount as per your convenience. To join the rate table to revenue, ensure the data type are same in both the tables. I need to set this date as date instead of date time. Let's get the rate to the revenue table using the merge function by connecting two fields, date and currency. Both the fields should be in the same sequence for both the tables under selection. Expand the table by clicking on this icon. You only need the rate field. Uncheck all other columns and instead of rate.1 rename it to exchange rate. In the revenue table now rate is also available. Now we can add a calculated column as entered amount divided by exchange rate. That will be a global amount. In case the exchange rate is null, that is no exchange rate available, the calculated column will return a null value. A null value is preferred instead of having an amount in any other currency. Click on the add column, click on condition analysis, set new column name as global amount in USD. Now, and to enter the currency equals USD. The output should be entered amount as there will not be any exchange rate from USD to USD. For rest currency, we will put in the else as entered amount divided by exchange rate. It is not feasible to enter two column names here, so I will just select exchange rate. In the formula bar, update the formula, copy transaction entered amount and paste before the exchange rate. Let's verify some examples. The GBP of 360 pound is converted to $265. For AUD missing the exchange rate, we have a null value. Convert the data type of global amount to decimal. Now we need to bring the budget amount also in this revenue table. We need to ensure the column names of business unit, month and transaction type are same in both the tables, revenue and budget. So in budget table, the names are business unit, month and transaction type. Let's rename in the revenue table, instead of business unit name, business unit. Instead of calendar month and date, to month. Transaction type are same, so no need to do anything for it. By clicking on append button, two tables, we will select the budget table. Okay. Now on the scrolling to the right, we'll see that a new column budget amount in global currency is added because this column does not exist in the current table, and we'll see the month is also been populated below the month column and business unit below the business unit. Now we'll load this table to data model. So ensure you are enabling this add to data model checkbox and click on OK. Click on the insert ribbon pivot table from data model. So we'll select the new worksheet. To create our pivot table report, we will need only one table, that is revenue, the one with having an icon of database. Select the business unit. I want the actual amount, budget amount and variance for each business unit to be displayed. So I need to go to Power Pivot, insert a measure, new measure. Name I will give as the total actual amount. Then the formula, write sum and select the column as the global amount USD. Formatting, use 1000 separator. So this has defaulted the revenue amount actual. Now let's make a measure for total budget amount, sum and the budget amount in global currency, number 1000 separator. Now we can see that for two business unit budget has been defined. So we have the only data for two business unit. Let's check this sum. 240,000. Yes, the amount is matching here. Now let's add one more measure, the variance, that will be the difference between actual and budget amount. So the previous measure, total actual amount, deduct total budget amount. The formatting again number and 1000 separator. So we have the variance also calculated by the system. So mostly favorable variance. So more than budget has been achieved, which is good in case of revenue. Let's check for each month how we are performing month on month. So select the month on the rows. Now we see in the Supremo the first 4 months there was no sales. All this activity we have done so far was to create a template that will help us in reusing for the future months. If we need an actual revenue for any other period, I just need to click to OBI ribbon and edit prompts and update the period. Say I would like to see from June to December. So click on June, 1st June and OK. So data has been refreshed to June. Now to see the impact on the pivot table, I just need to click on the refresh all. In the pivot table now only data from June to December is available. So similarly, if we want to change the budget amount, so let's change budget amount to 20,000 for each month in the UK business unit. And the pivot table will show me the data instead of this 50,000 to 20,000 per month. Also the variance amount will be updated accordingly. Another change maybe we can see for the currency. Let's say I'm adding a new currency for Saudi Riyal and I'm not sure USD to Saudi Riyal what exchange rate. I'm putting a random number of 0.72 per month. So now again I need to do a refresh all and see the impact. So we can see here the Saudi Arabia business unit is available with total actual amount. No budget amount has been defined, so the budget amount has been missing. So we have seen the flexibility of this solution. We can import the actual data, we can add the currency rate and we can update the budget also. So in case if any exchange rate for currency has been missed out, so we can insert one data table and add a business unit and currency and total amount. Here I need to add two more measures, the total entered amount sum of total entered amount. The formatting will be number and 1000 separator and a ledger amount and the new measures total ledger amount sum, transaction accounted amount. Again, formatting option as number and thousand separator. Let's add the month. We can see here in the Poland business unit for Polish currency for September and October month, the entered amount is there, ledger amount is there, but actual amount is not there. So wherever there is a blank actual amount, we will identify that exchange rate is missing for those currencies. This pivot will help in future. If new currency is added, we ensure that the exchange rate are entered for the same. There are various types of graphs possible for showing the budget variance report. For the purpose of this video, I have selected only one graph, that is line and bar graph. To achieve the same, insert a pivot table from data model into the new worksheet and add total actual amount, business unit, total budget amount and variance. So I will go and select the pivot table analysis, pivot chart, select the column chart, and here first I need to hide all the buttons, hide all. The legend is at the left. I will say right click format legend and show at the top. The variance I want to show it as a line chart, so right click and change chart series type, select line with markers. Most of the time the variance amount is smaller as compared to the budget amount or revenue amount, so plot it on the secondary axis. So now we can see the variance is as a line chart. Now I'll add a slicer for business unit. So I will move the chart over the pivot table so it's hidden. For a proper visual purpose, I will format the slicer as a dark theme. Now I can select any of the business unit as per the need and see the data are getting updated. Okay, let's add a month to this chart, adding a month to the rows. Okay, so we can see now the monthly data is available for the selected business unit. So we can see here the UK business unit, the trend is getting down. To format the columns, right click on it and format data series. Set series overlap as 0, gap width to 80. The color of the budget amount, I will shift it to gray. I don't want to highlight it as much. And the line color also, select the line and change its color to somewhat darker color. Put the same color for marker. We can select a multiple business unit and it will show multiple business unit. We can compare across business unit actual budget and variance. This is one of the way to represent a graph of budget variance. Let's move to next step. One of the common requirement for business is not to update the budget figures but to track a parallel revised budget in addition to original budget. I will add a new column to the budget table and give it name as the revised budget. You can give as it deems fit for you. And for the UK business unit, I will enter 30,000 amount for all the months. Save. Now open the budget query by double clicking on it. So let's check the revised budget column is added and change its data type to decimal. In the revenue query, let's see the additional column for revised budget is added. Let's add a new pivot chart from the data model in the new worksheet. Add the actual amount and total amount. To create a new measure, I will go to the Power Pivot, New Measures, name it Sum of Revised Budget. Giving the name is Total Revised Budget. Formatted number, decimal number, 2 digit and 1000 separator. Though the revised budget amount has been defaulted, slice it by the business unit. Now you can see that for UK business unit the amount has been increased. To check the variance, let's go to Power Pivot, Measures, New Measure. The new measure name is Variance from the revised budget. Total actual amount less revised budget amount. Format as a number and 1000 separator. Close the unnecessary tabs. So here the variance from revised budget is available. To check the revision and actual budget difference, I will create another measure, name it as revised budget variance. So it is revenue budget less the total budget. Again, format it as number and 1000 separator. So we have a revision of 5000 available from the actual. Now we are at the last step of today's video, that is budgeted additional dimension transaction type. For this case, we will add under the UK business unit one transaction type as invoice and another transaction type as PA invoice. Please note that the name of transaction type should be same in both the budget table and the actual revenue table. So once it is available, I will go to any existing pivot table, filter the business unit as UK business unit. Okay, now I will add a transaction type in the rows. Previously we were just able to track budget at business unit level. Now to have the combination, I will refresh the data, and for the invoice and the PA invoice, the budget amount has been populated and the variance will be calculated accordingly for the actual and revised budget. Please note that every solution has its own limitation and practical use cases. I have listed down some of the limitations that I have encountered. You can go through it. So I hope this video helps you to build your revenue budget in Oracle Fusion environment. If you have specific revenue budget requirement in addition to the points covered in this video, please contact us at the email address provided in the description. Subscribe to our channel for such similar content on OTBI and data visualization. Thanks for watching. Have a nice day.